So after 3 years of inactivity, Jon Jones is back. Can you tell I'm excited about that? Can you tell I'm glad to have Jon Jones back? It's fascinating, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. The last time we saw Jon Jones in there was against Dominic Reyes in a fight that, honestly, man, like, if you guys want to say that Jon Jones lost that fight, I'm not even gonna argue with you, man. I completely see where you're coming from. It is definitely something you can argue that he lost that fight. But see, now he has a chance. He has a chance to right that wrong, and that's the beautiful thing about MMA. It's the one thing about MMA that is both really, really good and also really, really bad. Because in mixed martial arts, you're only as good as your last performance. So, like, you could have years and years and years of dominant performances, destroying legends, doing really good work. And if you have one or two lackluster performances, guess what? Look, that's you now. That's you now. That's now what everybody remembers about you. Also, in the good part, you could have bad performances, a string of just terrible performances. But if you have that one banger and you have that performance that just is magical, well, then that's what people are going to remember about you as well. You're pretty much as good as your last performance. So with that in mind, Jon Jones is going to have a chance to come back on his own terms. He's starting afresh in a brand new weight class in the heavyweight division, the most prestigious weight class in pretty much any combat sports. If you become the champion in the heavyweight division, well, you become the baddest man on the planet. And so he's going to have a chance to rewrite his story, to start afresh, to show a version of him to the fans that he would like people to see. And that's with everything, man. That's with his fighting, with his personality, everything. He gets a clean slate. How he handles it from now on is going to be completely up to him, right? He has a chance to finally live up to exactly the man he believes he is on the inside. That includes on the outside of the octagon and on the inside of it. And that's what he's going to attempt to do tomorrow. That's what he's going to attempt to do. So we're going to go do a fighter showcase right now with Jon Jones. I'm in a pretty good mood, pretty hyper. We're going to use Jon Jones. It's always a good time when we do. And I'm going to be doing Jones and maybe Sirigan as well, because it is a heavyweight. It's about to be the heavyweight and light heavyweight divisions right now. So I'll try to get both fighters in, and we'll see how we can make that work. So let's go use Jon Jones, shall we? Let's go do this. Here we go. Jon Bones Jones, baby. Good times, good times. Good times. So we're facing Glover Teixeira, and I've said this before. Jon's fight against Glover Teixeira happens to be my favorite. I think the way he fought Glover was just beautiful, man. Even Greg Jackson, in between one of those rounds, Greg was talking to Jon Jones, and he told him, Jon, you are putting on a beautiful artistic fight right now. It is beautiful to behold. And that is exactly how I would describe this fight, man. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Jon didn't finish the fight. No, he didn't. But it was such a beautiful performance, such a dominant performance. It was just gorgeous, man. My opponent right now is attacking my body. We're starting things off with a lead body uppercut, which is only going to set this man up to get KO'd. But we'll see. We shall see. You're real confident, Alpha Wick. You're real confident, bro. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. We'll talk about the fight, but I want to try to sit this man down. I would like to discourage him from this, because he's a little bit too confident throwing these body shots at me, and I don't want that to be a thing in this fight. Okay, let's see if he keeps doing it. Some tells me, wow, man, you are one stubborn mofo. But let's talk about Jon Jones for a moment here. So Jon is moving up to the heavyweight division, which raises a lot of questions. The thing about a fight like this, especially if we're trying to do a fight prediction, it's like every fight prediction is pretty much an educated guess. It's like it's really difficult to predict what's going to happen in a fight because, you know, we're not freaking prophets. But like what we can really do is make educated guesses based on what we've seen in the past. And everything we know about Jon Jones is from his days in the light heavyweight division. See, like, it's easier to talk about how Ciryl Gane is going to move and what he's going to do at heavyweight because we've seen him at heavyweight. You know what I mean? All right. You know what I mean? We've seen Ciryl Gane at heavyweight. So we know what he's going to do at heavyweight because we've seen him at that weight. We've seen how he moves at heavyweight. We've seen how he strikes at heavyweight. We've seen his cardio at heavyweight. And as much as skill and technique is very important in MMA, physical attributes are also very important. Because, I mean, MMA is a combat sport. And a combat sport is a physical sport. And your physicality is going to be very important. And of course, when we talk about physicality, we're talking about your strength. We're talking about pretty much your attributes, your strength, your height, your weight, your speed, your cardio, your ability to move, your physical endurance, your tenacity, your ability to withstand shots. All of these things matter. They're very important. They're as important as knowing how to throw a jab with the right technique, knowing how to shoot a double leg properly. You know, MMA skill is only going to be, what carries it is your physical attributes. How good are they? So we know Ciryl Gane's physical attributes in the heavyweight division. We don't know Jon Jones's. And everything we know about Jon's physical attributes comes from the light heavyweight division. So we know he's strong. We know he's really, really strong as a light heavyweight. We know Jon Jones has good cardio as a light heavyweight. You know, we know Jon Jones is fast enough as a light heavyweight. We know he's a good fighter as a light heavyweight. We know he's very physical as a light heavyweight. Wow. Yeah, man. That dude was too eager. I just saw it, man. Saw the opening, fired it off, and got my finish. I'll take that. No complaints from me. No complaints from me. Oop, boom. Beautiful elbow. Slept him. Absolutely slept him. Yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on and we'll keep talking.
Are you ready? Now let's go.
Sagano. I was talking about what the fuck was I talking about? I was talking about attributes. He reversed me right off the bat. Damn. How everything we know about Jon is pretty much from his light heavyweight days. We don't know what he's going to look like at heavyweight, and that's going to be the biggest question going into this fight. What is Jon? I mean, we can go off of what Jon Jones says, right? But we're not going to know until we actually see him in there. We're not going to know until we actually see him in there. In terms of his physical attributes, the one thing that we can speculate is that Jon is going to be strong because it makes sense. It's only logical. If you're already strong as a light heavyweight, chances are you're going to be stronger as a heavyweight. That's just the way it works. Strength, a lot of times, it's not only measured in your weight, but naturally speaking, the bigger you are, the stronger you're going to be. If you're a very strong man and you weigh 120 pounds, well, you're going to be a lot stronger if you weigh 190 pounds. That's just facts. So if Jon is already strong as a light heavyweight, we can assume, based on logic, that as a heavyweight, Jon Jones is only going to be stronger. Period. What we cannot speculate is on his cardio. We can't speculate on his speed. We can say, I can say, Jon Jones is a very disciplined man. He's not going to accept this fight if he's not in fight shape. He's not going to walk in here and think he's going to take the belt and become heavyweight champion if he doesn't have enough speed to deal with Ciryl Gane. He's not going to take this fight if he doesn't think that he can move as a heavyweight. I can say that. I'll say that. I hope that Jon is not going to do that, right? I hope Jon Jones is not doing fucking training sessions where Jon Jones is gassing out in 2 minutes, but Jon Jones is taking a fight against Ciryl Gane and telling us he's going to outwork Ciryl Gane. Locking right there. That would be absurd, right? So I'm going to assume that Jon Jones is coming into this fight in good physical shape. I'm going to assume he's going to have cardio. He's going to have, even if he doesn't have as much speed as Ciryl Gane, the most important thing is going to be cardio. As I think about this fight, the most important thing is going to be cardio, because he is going to need to fight hard. He is going to need to push Ciryl Gane. He's going to need to drag this man to the ground, even if this man does not want to be dragged to the ground. He's going to have to put on a ridiculous amount of wrestling pressure on him to be able to consistently do it. And he's not going to be able to do that if he's not in shape. And when he does get Ciryl Gane to the ground, if Ciryl Gane has done his homework, which I hope he has, Ciryl is going to realize that he's going to need to have hustle, like Dominic Reyes had hustle, for him to be able to get up, which means that Jon Jones is going to need to have. That's it. Which means Jon Jones is going to need to have the cardio to exert the sort of energy that's required to keep a big man down for long periods of time. And so he's got to come into this fight with good cardio, man. You know? Do we know if he's going to? We don't know. We've never seen him at heavyweight. So it adds to the questions. You know? What is that going to look like? What's that going to look like? Anyways, that was a good performance. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. Oh, man, this is going to be a good fight, man. It's going to be a good fight. Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. I can only hope, man. I can only hope. I can only hope. So let's assume that Jon Jones is going to come into this fight in good physical shape. And I'm not talking about how he looks. I'm talking about physical shape in terms of like his conditioning, his ability to push the pace and not gas himself out. Let's assume he's going to be able to do that. In terms of skill, right? Because we were initially talking about physical attributes. We're talking about physical attributes, but in terms of skill, MMA skill, if you don't think Jon Jones has the skill to defeat Ciryl Gane, you haven't been paying attention. Jon Jones has the skill set to defeat Ciryl Gane. 100% he does. His striking is good enough to hang with Ciryl Gane. I don't think he's as good of a striker as Ciryl Gane, but I think it's good enough that he can hang. Jon Jones has good enough defense that he can avoid some of those shots. His defense is not as pretty to look at, but in terms of him taking clean shots, he really doesn't take very many clean shots. Of course, he's susceptible to a few things, leg kicks. If you're very diligent with kicking Jon Jones's legs, especially if you're moving very well, you can find leg kicks against Jon Jones. You can find body kicks against Jon Jones. I've also noticed that in terms of punches, he is very susceptible to jabs, but most importantly, uppercuts. Alexander Gustafsson cut him with some serious uppercuts. DC cut him with some serious uppercuts multiple times. Dominic Reyes caught him with some serious uppercuts. Glover Teixeira almost hurt him with uppercuts. And Ciryl Gane, you know, put a man away with a beautiful uppercut. So, I mean, I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to cancel that. There's no need. Sirigan put away Tai Tuivasa with a beautiful right uppercut after he evaded a shot. So, you know, just a few things that has me worried when I think about Jon and where he's vulnerable in this fight. Oh! Man, I could do many more showcases like this, man, if all these fights are going to be ending so early. You know what I mean? This is beautiful. This is what I was hoping for. Hop in with Jon Jones, hop out. Get a fight, get a finish, hop out, keep it going. We haven't even had time to actually talk about the fight because these fights are ending quickly. But I'm not complaining, bro. Your boy is not complaining whatsoever. I like it. I absolutely like it. Let's try to get another one. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys this, dude. I think where this fight is going to really be decided on is going to be a mental thing, to be honest. I think these two guys are skilled enough to handle each other. I think these two guys are going to come in good physical shape. I can't imagine that any of them will come into this fight out of shape. It would be so unprofessional and just ridiculous. I don't suspect either of them will do that. I think they're going to I think they'll come in just the right form for each other. And I think it's going to come down to who's more of a dog, man. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. And for Sirigan, in my opinion, I think it will be more important for him to prove that he can have a dogfight with Jon Jones, because Jon has proved that everyone that has ever had a dogfight with him has lost. Alexander Gustafsson, dogfight with Jon Jones, lost. DC, dogfight with Jon Jones, lost twice. Dominic Reyes, however you want to argue that, kind of dogfight with Jon Jones, lost. You have a dogfight with Jon Jones, it doesn't go your way. So, in Sirigan, we've seen him kind of taken to the trenches by a man who's not really known for doing that, man, and he was able to do that. So it just kind of leads you to believe that if Jon Jones is able to drag this man into deep waters, it might be a long night for Sirigan, and that's where I would personally like to see Jon take this fight. Make it a battle of will. Make him bloody, turn it ugly. I think Sirigan, just like Jon in a lot of ways, is a pretty fighter. He likes things clean. He loves the striking to be clean. There we go. That's just the thing with technical fighters. But then there's some technical fighters that are also freaking dogs, man. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather was that guy. He wasn't just a pretty, beautiful, technical, highly skilled boxer. When he needed to go there, he could go there. And Jon is the same way. I don't know if Sirigan can do that. I don't know if he has the same ability, not to the extent that Jon has. And that's what I think Mr. Jones is going to have to try to pull out. Take him down over and over again, force him to get back up to his feet, slice his face open with elbows, have him smell and taste his own blood. When he's tired, you're poking him to the body, you're hyperextending his knee, you're wrenching on his shoulder, you're doing malicious things to him. The sort of thing, the sort of fight that Jon Jones brings. He makes you think you're gonna freaking leave the octagon just damaged, just not the same man. He's not just threatening to beat you, he's threatening to injure you. You gotta worry about eye pokes, you gotta worry about just pretty much goddamn everything, man. You're worried about, am I gonna be able to get out of this fight alive, kind of thing. I'm sure that's the vibe Jon Jones gives opponents, and that weighs heavy on people, man. I would like to see how Sirigan is able to handle that, if Jon can bring that sort of fight to him. Just go in there with just evil, like, hey man, ain't no good guy stuff. Just go in there with just malicious, evil intent, and maybe that's gonna bring out the absolute best in Sirigan, maybe, or maybe he'll drown under that pressure. Who knows? Who knows? There's also a possibility that Jon is gonna go out there slow, sluggish, gassed, fat, just unable to track Sirigan because he's moving so fast. You know, he might not be able to, Ciryl Gane might not be able to stop him because he's tough as nails, but we might see a ridiculous slow Jon Jones who just loses round after round after round, trying to drag Ciryl Gane to the ground, but unable to. That's a possibility too. I would like to get this man in the clinch and do damage, but he's, you guys notice I'm using more obliques in this fight? Let me know if you guys like that. I'm trying to add more of that weapon when I'm using Jon Jones. I typically don't like doing it, just because I don't like the way the obliques and the front leg side kicks look. I don't like the way they look, so I don't really do that much, but I'm trying to do it more in this fight. I'm still evolving my Jon Jones, definitely. There we go. I think if I can get the oblique to do that every time, I'll use it a lot more. If it can act as a genuine intercept, if I can like buckle my opponent like that every time, I'll use it a lot more. But so far, I think I am giving this Tom Aspinall player a proper Jon Jones experience right now, bro. Rocked. There we go. The good news for Jon is when you watch Ciryl Gane, man, his he just doesn't have the same, like, one of the few things that Dominic Reyes did very, very well is the man had a lot of hustle, man. He did not have an attitude of accepting anything Jon did. He was not accepting of anything whatsoever. Jon Jones locks his hands around him. Dominic Reyes is fighting like hell to break that. Jon Jones breaks him down to a knee. He's fighting tooth and nail to get back up to his feet. He did not have a let me play jiu-jitsu mentality. He was a let me get back up to my feet. You just took me down. I'm getting back up to my feet. And that's the mentality that you got to have against Jon. You can't. Vitor Belfort made that mistake. Go back and watch Vitor. Dude, Vitor Belfort was pulling guard against Jon Jones. Did you guys know that? Vitor pulled guard against Jon Jones like 4 times in that fight. In fact, the sequence that led to Vitor Belfort getting submitted was because Vitor pulled guard. He pulled guard. Jon Jones passed his guard, got him into crucifix, and submitted him with an Americana. Like, same thing with Shogun. When Jon Jones took down Shogun, Shogun was trying to do jiu-jitsu. He was trying to go deep half guard and use deep half guard to try to sweep Jon Jones. I'm like, man, especially in mixed martial arts, man, unless your jiu-jitsu is, you know, unless it's just tip of the iceberg, a man like Jon Jones gets you to the ground, you should be trying to get back up to your feet. Get back. Don't be trying to drop for heel hooks. Don't be trying to look for guillotines. Don't try to look for a kimura as Jon Jones is trying to take you down. Good fight, sir. Wow. I'll take that. I'll take that. You know? Try to get back up. That's one good thing that Dominic Reyes did. And that's not really the mentality we've seen from Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is the, all right, you're trying to take me down. I'm going to look for a kimura. I'm on the ground. I'm going to try to look for an ankle lock. It's just not going to work against Jon Jones, man. He should be trying to get up, avoid any sort of physical contact, move. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'll probably still do like a fight prediction video before this, just to give you guys my prediction, my official prediction for the fight. But hope you guys enjoyed the showcase, though. This was fun. This was really fun. Jon Bones Jones, man. Yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, boys. It always helps out. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later with a Ciryl Gane showcase. Yeah, have a good one, boys. Peace out.